thing to eat. I eat, I don't know, half an ounce a day of this stuff, just naturally, because every time I make a salad, all those seeds and flowers are in it. And so I'm giving my body the opportunity to heal its digestive system with this. And this is, like I said, it's religion in Tuscany, in Italy. So these are some of our beautiful beets. These are just experimentals. We are doing all kinds of different things with soil. See this plant? A lot of you have probably seen this plant before.
Sorrel, is that?
What was it called?
Sorrel?
This is in Spanish it's verdolaga. In English it's purslane.
Oh, purslane.
So take this and pass this around. If there's a little bit of soil on it, you're lucky.
Which name again, please?
This is purslane.
Purslane, not
Pass
parsley.
this around because everybody thinks this is a terrible weed.
Yeah, I was pulling that out at McCarthy Farms.
Well, it's actually an herb, but
Oops, sorry.
it is defined as a weed. It is a weed to us.
Oh yeah, get in there, get closer. Yeah, he said that's called pursley.
True, but I'm saying the interpretation of people is it's a weed, it's no good. Okay, what's so special about purslane? Does anybody know? It's kind of gelatinous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm mediocre on that because it is a little bit, slimy. But guess what? Of all the plants, it's the highest in omega-3s and 6s. So basically, it's like salmon.
Wow.
And so this is used P-U-R-S-L-A-N-E. Yeah, and so Hispanics understand this very well. It's called verdolaga, and it's used in basically with meats. They religiously prepare it with carnitas and that kind of thing. So you're taking, a decent, pork, and putting in a tremendous amount of omega-3s and 6s and all the trace stuff. And it grows wild in here, and so everybody's been, oh my God, you got to clear out the purslane. Well, today I made a deal with a food bank. 2 Hispanic beef trainers came over and said, "Let's start harvesting this stuff and feeding it. You guys take it home for sure." And then we're going to show the management up there that this stuff's worth something. So this is another little plant right here. This is called that's a red amaranth, and that's another little weed plant. But that's called amaranto in Spanish. It's also known as alegria.
It's red what?
Red amaranth. Yeah,
I was
we
taught
eat
by this, and of course I named my company 20 years ago and didn't know there was a
Alegria.
plant in Mexico called alegria.
Alegria.
And the guy keeps walking up me, a buddy friend of mine, Chewy, says, "Hey, alegria." I go, "Yeah, alegria." Oh, alegria. Yeah.
Who's on first?
Alegria. Oh, that's alegria. He goes, "Yeah." So he explained to me that they take the seeds. These plants get huge. They take the seeds and they put them in ice cream, and they're little tiny like poppy seeds. And guess what? They have more protein than quinoa.
Wow.
And so I named my company after one of my favorite plants by accident. Yeah, so these are all these beds in here. They don't look great yet. We're trying to get them. We spend so much time over there that these are a little bit out of sorts, but we're getting them there. Now, a lot of these plants, I'm going to walk by you here. A lot of these plants I let go to seed like this. So I believe this looks like a lemon basil. Oh, it is. Okay, so I'm going to pass this. I'm going to pass a little bit of this around. Take some of the green. Once again, the same thing as the fennel. And by the way, I'm trimming this here where I leave, when you prune basil, this is a tip for gardeners. I go down to a place where there's still 2 stems left, 2 forks. Cut the flowers off because this plant has already decided, she said, I'm going to flower, I'm going to seed as fast as I can, and nobody's stopping me. And that's the truth. So if I clean off all of the flowers like this, I can dry this and make dried basil. And I leave 2 new shoots like that. Because the plant is pushing so much energy into these seeds right now, it's going to die.
Wonderful too. I know you can't
But
smell
if
it.
I take
Man,
all this and harvest it, it'll come right back and do
it
it
smells
again.
like cannabis.
So pass this around and taste these leaves. This is a lemon basil, or citrus basil they call it. And it's really spectacular. Thank you. Take the leaves, and also take, so you can take, if you take a, see this right here, if you take it and you go backwards on these, this is the way to harvest basil. Go backwards on it, strip it. Try the seeds. Wow. Just intense lemon, or almost lemon lime.
Yeah.
Yeah, just strip backwards on it. Okay, so we grow about 6 basils here, from Thai to. I'll show
Did you get some?
Adaptogenics, which is a Tulsi or holy basil. We also grow different purple, Genovese, etc. And they all taste different. But the thing about basils is highly anti-inflammatory, highly antioxidant, tons of trace minerals in it. And if you eat it raw like this, I mean, very easy to grow as long as you don't bake it, you know, in super hot sun. I mean, super easy to grow. In fact, it seeds itself. All of these, when they get brown like this,
You just do that.
just do that. Basil will be up in there in about a week. So, this is a great thing to have at your house. So one of the things I recommend is when you guys if you're thinking about growing your own food, go after the high power herbs first. Because there's so many of them, and you'll kind of see them. So now you got garlic chives, fennel, basil, and oregano. Those 4 alone are amazingly powerful. And you can get rid of half of them. You make a tea out of this stuff. So I grow my own ginger and turmeric, and I also grow holy basil and ashwagandha. Put those 4 things together, bam, best tea in the world. I mean, COVID can't live anywhere near that. So let's find a little, okay, so this is Tulsi right here. It's just starting to flower. These little volunteers here that showed up.
What kind of oregano do you like to grow?
I like a lot of different kinds, but the Greek and the Mexican oreganos are some of the most powerful. So you guys pluck a leaf off this and then pass this around. That's Tulsi or holy basil. That's in Indian terms, that's an Ayurvedic adaptogenic herb.
Medicine.
And I mean, this has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for 5,000 years by the Indians. Adaptogenic, it gets in your system, and it's defined as an adaptogenic because it does all kinds of stuff. You don't
I
try
like the lemon. What is that?
The lemon basil butter. This one?
Holy basil.
This is not holy basil. This is calendula. I'm going to have to pick it out. See, we have a few volunteers. This is what they do. They volunteer. I didn't see these come in. There was some Tulsi over there that probably blew seed in here, and we'll keep it.
Yeah.
So just take this leaf here and just taste the leaf, and you'll taste what Tulsi tastes like. It's actually very different. So this is that's an interesting picture you're taking. So that's lettuce. That is a romaine lettuce that's going to seed. So we let this one go to seed completely, and you see it's going to make thousands and thousands of tiny seeds. So who likes arugula?
I do.
Get on stingy people here. Yeah, the arugula. It's like spicy lettuce.
Okay. You guys pass this around and taste arugula. So arugula is a member of the mustard family.
Yes.
So these have a lot of sulfur compounds in them.
I'll appreciate it from afar. This is so delicious. It really is good. Did you get one? I'm okay. I don't like it.
Wait till, give it 10 seconds. Wait till it comes on the backside.
You got that?
The 10 seconds.
That's spicy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so have you ever had arugula in the store that tastes like that? I mean, it comes off
Wow.
a little bit, but...
Just straight basil.
So what I'm going to do is
This
I'm
is some
gonna destroy
powerful
your
stuff.
taste buds right now with all these amazing flavors, and they're going to last.
Those got like sunflower
That's
seed.
nutrient density. That's what arugula is supposed to taste like if it's grown farm. Isn't that amazing? And arugula happens to be one of the super healthy plants because it has sulfur compounds in it. We don't get enough sulfur in our diet generally. And so it's loaded with magnesium, loaded with
We're gonna go stuff like this.
very peppery.
Just
boom. We call it our
See you.
Alegria wasabi.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and so most arugula too that you see, this is small, but the arugula that I'm growing, I have a greenhouse up in Montana, and I'm growing 18-inch arugula. These are this big. Same thing. This is called arugula roquette. People slang call it rocket because they can't speak French.
Thank you.
This is rocket.
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 But actually spelled roquette. R-O-Q-U-E-T-T.
Yeah, when I see it on some menus, I see it actually.
Thick one.
Rocket.
Tu ne parles pas français.
Whatever.
That's right. That means you don't speak French.
I don't.
That was my
Oui, oui.
second language. It's pretty fun. No, that is this is Swiss chard. This is one of this is actually
Wow, I can't believe that. It's so spicy.
chard. Okay, so this is another experience. All right, put your hand out. Give me both a double hand. Put that down. So I'm gonna have you give a little bit of this to everybody. So I want you guys to try to tell me what you're tasting when you're tasting me eat this.
Eric, thank you so much. We have another,
Are you out of here?
yeah, we have another appointment.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, it was great.
What is that?
You want to taste this before you go? Because
That's
it's
okay.
It'll make you superwoman. Okay, taste that and tell me what you think it tastes like.
What is that? Cream chard.
Close.
Rhubarb.
We'll try some.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wait, it's salty. Salty, right? It cleans the palate.
Did they get some over there? Can you put some
What
in
does
my
it
mouth?
taste like? Salt.
Very
Perfect.
salty.
Guess what kind of salt it is? Potassium and magnesium.
Oh yeah, this is very
It's
potassium.
not sodium.
What is that called?
That's
Potassium and
Swiss
magnesium.
chard.
That's potassium and magnesium.
So by the way,
Very
this
good.
country is painfully deficient on potassium and magnesium.
Oh, right.
Eat Swiss chard? Not. It's over.
after we move.
That's going in there.
And that's the best way to eat it too. It's fully bioavailable. You're not taking a pill that's going to sit there inside you and milk. You only get 5 or 10% of that. Every bit of what you eat on that goes in right away.
What is this? I've been curious. I see these giant roots.
These are beets. So these are golden beets.
Yeah, I was like, it looks like these, but then
Yeah.
I've never seen the so humongous.
Well, I
So are these, you're letting them go to seed? Is that the reason they're
no.
so big?
These are just I'm growing too much food and we just don't have time to. So we just let them go because they'll get bigger. I mean, I've grown a 17-pound beet before.
And they are still edible? Like that?
Pardon me?
They are still edible in that
Not
size?
only edible, they're. I mean,
Yeah.
so once again, remember when I said I was.
But you can eat it.
My goal is to. So.
Are these right now edible?
Oh, totally. Yeah. So as a mother, what do you want for your kid, right? First of all, the kid, if you want him to be a great athlete, he has to have big lungs, right? So you have to work out. You got to get your lungs developed so that you can pull a lot of oxygen. Well, same thing in soil. If you want big plants, they have to have a good oxygen in the soil. Second thing is you want to optimize the health of your kid, right? Is that true?
Yeah.
Is there any mother here that doesn't want the healthiest kid on the planet? No, look at that kid. That's a pretty healthy kid. So at least he looks healthy. So my point is that what I try to do is I try to give plants, I feed soil. I don't feed plants. I feed the soil so that the plant can optimize its potential. So I have no clue what's going on in this soil. I mean, we only know 1% of the biology in soil. That's all we know yet. So we know way more about the moon than we know about soil. Okay? So I'll never learn enough about soil to be, you know, I'm pretty dangerous already when it comes to soil, but I mean, my God, it's a whole new deal. But when you put plants in the right soil, they can optimize, and that's what you're seeing. You're seeing the flavors in there. They're pulling all those nutrients, salud, in the form of you know, microbes and minerals, and that's what allows the plant to pull up all that flavor. You need some water? I probably am choking you. I'm choking you with all these flavors. All right, let's go down here. Let's go. There's a couple more things to taste, and then I'm going to walk you through the farm here, and then we're going to be asking more questions. So, these are a bunch of different. These are kohlrabis. These are different types of plants, big root vegetables. Very, very healthy. So what I want to show you is a couple more things here. So here's a curious little plant.
It's like kale. Kale.
That is kale. That's ornamental kale. Everybody thinks it's just for ornaments. Yeah, so when we say ornamental, that means we don't eat it, right? It's just for looks. It's delicious. Very healthy.
Everything can be eaten.
Well, what you just said is perfect because everything can be eaten, and all the flowers that we eat off these vegetables are even better for you. So pass these around here if you'll help me out. Just give everybody, pass out to everybody.
Lemon thyme?
No, this is Mexican tarragon.
Tarragon.
Oh, let me have one
So
too.
French tarragon is one of my favorites, but Mexican tarragon kicks its butt. Fantastic. So taste the leaf off of that.
He's got one.
Another fantastic licorice. Isn't that different? What, Gabe?
It's like licorice.
What's that again?
Did you need here? I'll share it.
It would be nice. Thank you.
You're right. Well, it's pungent for two reasons.
Did you-
This is
you
a
one.
Did you
very
need some
happy
already?
plant, as you can see.
Yes.
This is 3 years old, this plant. We can't kill it.
Right?
Just
You
keep
just
feeding
keep
it.
trimming off of it?
Oh yeah, I trim off it every day. I take that much home.
I know,
and make
right?
salads. Yeah.
Is it
so
also more flavorful
Another
than
very.
seeds?
I'll let you guys Google this one, and you can see what tarragon does for you. So just any of these plants you can put in there into your, because we all carry smartphones, right? Health benefits of Mexican tarragon, and watch what comes up. You're gonna go, oh my God, I had no idea. Health benefits of fennel. Health benefits of oregano, and you'll start becoming plant doctors. So behind you, see these big leaves right there, those tropical looking leaves? Yeah. That's turmeric. So I will harvest, when those leaves die, the roots will be ready. So I'll just take that whole thing and pull it out. There'll be giant pads of homegrown turmeric. It's very similar to a cantaloupe.
It's a good anti-inflammatory.
What is the leaf, flower, seed?
You can actually eat the leaves of turmeric too. They're very good to steam and everything else. But the roots really aren't ready. The way a farmer would see the roots, because you can't look into the soil unless you got laser beam eyes. But the bottom line is that the leaves will die off in about a month or so, and that's when the root is ready.
Like
So
potatoes.
I'll pull the whole thing out, and I mean they're big, and the turmeric will be twice the size of my thumb. It'll be that big around. And so I'll do a lot of it. I'll dry and I'll grind. And I mean, when you smell homegrown turmeric versus commercial turmeric, I mean, you smell your kitchen. It's like, wow. I mean, you can taste the leaf, but they're not that tasty. I mean, that's not really one of those things that's too impressive. But you're welcome to eat it. Yeah. So the bottom line is, we grow turmeric, we grow ginger. What I'm trying to teach people is you can grow all this super power food. Turmeric heals you 20 ways. If you look up health benefits of turmeric, you're gonna be blown away. It's like a half-hour read. And the same thing with ginger. So we grow ginger as well. And those are, by the way, those are southern highbush blueberries there. We had an amazing crop of blueberries just a month ago. And so I proved you can actually grow blueberries. If the soil is correct, you can grow blueberries down here, which normally they need more cold days. Cold.
Right, and we've been very warm.
Pulled 1,000 blueberries. I'll pull at least 1,000 off of those. They were the best in the world. This is lemon thyme that's starting to die off, but it'll come back. You can start seeing it come. So a lot of these crops here will die for the winter, and then they come back.
Which one is the lemon?
That's lemon thyme. If you want to taste it, just find a good leaf on it and just pull like down there. There's some good leaves and taste it. Lemon thyme is another really delicious. I mean, if you like thyme, lemon thyme. I love lemon products.
What is the name of this one?
This is I just blanked.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what?
Where's that?
Because I see you
This is,
growing widely here.
Yes,
We have in
Okay.
we have one thing.
I'm going to remember the name of this in a minute because I've been talking a million miles an hour. But this is a plant that's put into black beans. This is an anti-flatulent.
Oh.
Basically, you don't fart as much.
Must be what this Beano is.
Beano, yeah.
Well, that is right.
It's a Beano plant.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, this plant is what Mexicans use, the Hispanics use in black bean soups and everything else. And I can't believe I blanked on the name, because I know it all the time.
Because grows like
Been going too fast. So if anybody wants to taste it, go ahead and taste it. It's very pungent.
Beano no more fartus around us. Just made that up. I did. Having fun? Learning? See what we're going to grow in our farm?
Is it this, and you don't remember the name of it? Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Oh, it'll come.
Well, that's not,
I'll get off.
everything
I'll get
is
off.
like, my tongue is going, boom! There's flavor in this
By the
food.
way,
Yeah.
It's like we
anybody
don't
that-
use.
Hey, Eric, I think you got a question.
Oh, Eric.
Go ahead.
I want to tell you that tarragon stuff, that I'm getting over a cold, so my lungs have been really tight. As soon as I ate that tarragon, within like a couple minutes, it just opened up my lungs and stayed.
Ah.
Oh, tarragon.
That's part of one of the things that's amazing for his lungs. Isn't that amazing? So you hear what that? You hear that? Yeah. Eat a plant, clear your lungs. That's amazing. That's the kind of stuff I love to hear because that's
What plant was it?
that's the Mexican
Tarragon.
Oh yeah, the cornmeal with the toasty.
Oh.
It's like
This is so rare. Like,
Amazing. Believe in the power of plants yet? I think I got one convert.
Yeah.
Okay, so this here is, so these are purple mustards, which are also very, very powerful. I'm going to just pull one of these leaves because these are really small. But just pass this around and just take a little piece of that leaf and everybody taste it. So beware, this is like Alegria's #2 wasabi. This is,
I definitely have
that's a chili pepper right there.
This is the chili.
purple mustard.
That's purple mustard.
Thank you.
Just take purple mustard.
Purple mustard. It's very pretty.
If there's not enough, I'll get another leaf here.
Oh no.
Here you go, Eric.
You got plenty? Okay.
Yeah, it is good. It's good lettuce.
Sweet, I text you later.
Yeah, it does. There's a little after.
A lot of sulfur
Mm,
in it. Very powerful.
good. I like that.
It's like a little
Pretty
taste
much
of
what
home.
you guys exactly.
what kind of mustard is it? Just mustard.
And so here you guys, this is another one. So I'll tell you a little story about this plant. This is called papalo, P-A-P-A-L-O.
Buffalo.
This is also known as Mexican cilantro. Now, this plant is very funny in Mexico because the Mexico City Mexicans, which we call chilangos, which actually means monkey in Spanish, which is funny. Whenever the Mexico City, the wealthy Mexico City people smell this, they think that the Indians are around because only the indios, the indigenous Mexicans eat this stuff. So just take a leaf, just take a little tiny leaf and taste it. You'll see why, because after you rub that leaf in your fingers, pass one leaf around, you're going to see how potent it is. You will smell like papalo. You'll all be known as Indians.
I'll try one.
You can't
Yeah,
help
I'll
it.
just take a leaf. Yeah, thank you.
People walk by
You don't need much.
Woo!
But
Yeah,
seriously,
man.
seriously healthy. I mean, that is really, so cilantro is a blood cleanser. This is a very powerful blood cleanser too. This actually binds heavy metals. So if you have a problem with heavy metals in your system, this will bind them and out they go. Isn't that wild?
So this is the
So it's a
one.
different flavor. Some people so yeah. Okay, so let's make one more walk right over here. Whoop. Just don't trip yourself in front of the crowd. I do that often.
This is probably a pretty good crop for you, huh? A lot of use of this.
So this is what we grow specifically for the food bank. Okay, so everybody come on over here real quick, and then we're gonna open it up to questions, and I'm gonna let you go.
Which one was that? That flushed out?
That last one was papalo.
Papalo?
That's the one that's good for the heavy metals.
Yeah, well, that's a Mexican cilantro.
Papalo.
And I just remembered what the plant is called. It's epazote. E-P-A-Z-O-T-E. Epazote is the
Epazote.
anti-flatulent that's used in black beans. Okay, guys, come on, gather around real quick.
You know what people are
I wanna
getting for
show
Christmas?
You something here. So this is a head of
The milk.
lettuce that I just
The milk
cut.
comes out the bottom of this. Check this out.
So how many people have seen lettuce bleed? No.
Only on your videos.
Okay, so you've seen it bleed? So that means have you eaten it when it was bleeding? Okay, well, from now on, eat it when it's bleeding. If it doesn't bleed, it's not that good for you. It's old. So this is just what lettuce does. This is super healthy. I just cut it. If you touched your finger right there, super bitter. I mean, like bitter, bitter, bitter. Who wants to be my bitter? Touch that. Touch that and show us your face. Take your phone and do a selfie. That's about
I
right.
wasn't faking it.
However,
Like
this one
MSM
is
bitter.
pleased too.
Yeah.
So here, bite the end of that leaf. So let's just pick this guy apart. And you can, if there's a little bit of soil on it, promise you the soil will make it healthy. Yeah. My favorite area.
I like potatoes. He's bitter.
Well, you're not going to see it bitter when you eat it, the lettuce like this. So pass that around. You break the leaves off. You see it all bleeding?
Yeah.
Touch that straight away. There you go.
Thank you.
Notice, first of all, how dark green this is.
Extra one?
Yeah, we did earlier.
You got it. Okay, notice how dark green this romaine is, first of all?
Wow.
Loaded with chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is super important, and if the soil wasn't healthy, this would be like, I mean, if you've seen iceberg lettuce, they call it.
My goodness, the flavor and just the leaf.
Why would white lettuce be any good for you? It's not. Okay. That milk that you see in the lettuce there is loaded with phytochemicals, vitamins, and minerals. By the way, it's responsible for pretty much reversing dementia. This is brain food. I say that liberally. Of course, I get in trouble for that because I'm making a claim, but screw it. It's true. It works. I have a better memory than all of my girlfriends, and thank God I do, because I'd be in deep trouble if I didn't. So I've never been married. That's why I joke about it. So there is a woman out there in a bus, probably an older one. You guys have heard the song, you know, 4 to 1 to own you, 2 to 1 to stone you, one that's just a friend of mine. And Take It Easy by the Eagles.
Yeah.
Well, there is one that probably wants to stone me out there. Probably run me over in a bus. But my
In
point
Winslow,
is,
Arizona.
most of them are my friends still. That's good news.
That lettuce is amazing.
The idea on this is longevity food, okay? And if you're having any problems with memory or anything like that, start eating fresh romaine like this that's just cut. Grow this stuff.
Romaine.
It's easy to grow, especially in a sock box.
Grows like crazy too.
And that white milk is exactly the same strategy that pine trees use with pitch. You got a little pine needle, right? You're in the forest, they don't get rain for months. How does that leaf, that little tiny pine needle, which is the leaf, how does it stay alive? It's got sap in it. Okay, so the lettuce uses a very similar strategy. That's the lettuce's sap. And guess what? That's where all the nutrients are. The rest of it's fiber and water. And so you want to eat the leaf, that's fiber and water. But that milk there disappears in 24 hours from the time it's harvested. Average lettuce in a store, 3 days. That's fast. So you're starting at 3 to 5 days with the lettuce in a store. Cut that now. If I put that in water, I put that in magnesium water when I get home. The plant keeps drinking. It doesn't even know it doesn't have roots anymore. It's just soaking up magnesium water, fresh water with magnesium in it. This lettuce would stay alive for 4 days and be about 90% nutritional as if I just did it.
So what's the magnesium water? What would be the ratio?
For example, like if you ever see that Calm, if anybody ever used Calm, the powdered magnesium citrate, take a little tiny teaspoon and put that in a cup of water and just pop that in the cup. And so if you look in my refrigerator at home, everything's in water, everything's drinking. If I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, it's going to be drinking. Otherwise it's dying. It's oxidizing. Remember that oxidizing thing? That milk oxidizes in 1 day. And by the way, lettuce loses about 25% of its nutritional value every day. So 3 or 4 days out, we're down to about 25% of what it had in it, even if it was this lettuce grown this way. So no wonder we're all sick. We're starving in place.
If you keep it in water, it retains all those nutrients.
It retains about 90% of it, yeah, but for a few days.
Even
The idea is to practice not keeping it. We really killed ourselves when we got refrigerators.
Yeah. Just keep going out to the garden
Killed
and pick it.
ourselves. Because now we think it's okay to put stuff in there for 5 days, and if it's in a bag and it looks good, well, you know why they put it in a bag? They're trying to keep it away from air. And then they're gassing it. So now you're eating gassed bagged lettuce? Come on. No wonder we're sick. And this is some of the best brain chemicals you can eat.
Edit that.
So that's why we chose, by the way, to do this crop with a food bank, because it's very difficult to grow lettuce in the summertime like this. But our soil is so good that we've pushed through, and I mean, it was a pain. We lost a lot of lettuce developing the system, 6,000 heads or more, and I funded that part. And so I finally said, okay, I got to stop losing lettuce. We got to figure this out, and we did. And now we grow lettuce year round. So a couple of years ago, I learned how to do this, and it had to do with soil.
In the socks box.
Yeah, well, the sock spot you can see, prolific lettuce supply producers. And this is what the food bank said. Well, they asked me, they said, what crop is really going to help our local people the best that we can get consistently? And I said, probably lettuce, because lettuce has all these brain chemicals in it.
How long to harvest time?
Well, these are ready to harvest. That one, the one I just pulled is ready. Those we'll cut a lot of these out on Monday, but we just harvested 600 or 700 heads yesterday. So to go from this is 2 weeks old, and this one unfortunately was not growing as fast as this. This shows you something went
Covered
different.
up by the sun.
Nah, this could be a genetic issue. I mean, they're right next to each other. They're sharing roots. It doesn't make any sense to us, and this is something that we're still learning. I mean, why is that head and that head same age, same day we planted? Why are they different?
And
So,
how old is this crop?
these are 5.5 weeks. So, but you look at the consistency. I mean, every head is a beautiful color, good texture.
Will these smaller ones eventually catch up
yeah,
in
they will
size?
catch up. So, could just be genetics where that seed just wasn't as powerful as the seed next to it.
So what keeps bugs off?
So here's what I do. So when I see that, I'll pick the biggest head sometimes and I'll let it go to seed. Because guess what? And now I'm
Good
taking-
genetics.
All right, guys. Hey,
Thank you.
hope to see you guys again. So
Yeah,
you guys
next
will
month.
get me. So yeah, these you know, this is how you would genetically isolate one really powerful head of lettuce and get the seeds from it. So now all of a sudden I have a a seed bank with all the most powerful stuff.
Okay, question just because how do you not know that even the smaller ones have a purpose maybe in the undersoil of feeding them?
What?
A purpose of feeding the higher growing ones. That it's not just the
Well, I don't think
genetics
it's
of
a
that plant.
purpose. This one might be stealing from that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so plants are highly competitive. I love what you're saying because there is a.
Well, I
change.
know about the underground communication networks.
So you've seen Intelligent Trees.
I have not,
Oh, okay.
but
Anybody who has not seen the movie Intelligent Trees,
the
this is
fungi
what you're talking
movie, I
about.
haven't seen that. I've heard about that.
Yeah. So Intelligent Trees, I believe it's on either Amazon or Hulu. Free. Watch it. You'll never look at a forest ever again the same. So what could be happening is interesting. Possibly put out there theory. This could be such a strong plant. It's stealing all the nutrients from this one. This one's not going to let it have any extra. This one wants to grow too. Plants are highly competitive. So that's how forests work. They compete like crazy with each other.
But is there any difference in seeds or some seeds?
Pardon me?
Or some seeds?
Yeah, and some seeds don't even germinate. So I mean, it could be a genetic variation in the plant. You know, they all come out at this big in the seedling. That seed might have been a weak seed. We just don't know. I mean, you'll never know that.
Do you start from seeding?
Yeah, we start. In fact, we planted them all up this morning. A bunch of them are out there. You see all the little tiny ones.
Like you
So
showed
they go.
us.
What's that?
Like you showed us earlier, maybe they weren't planted correctly either.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that later. If you guys ever want to volunteer, Randy, could you handle volunteers from a group like this? Would they
I
text
work
it?
with other volunteers outside the bank.
What's that?
I work with other volunteers outside the bank.
Okay, so
I can't do it through the bank, but if they're
no,
here,
but
I can do it.
if you could help me with that because of my time limits, if anybody wants to volunteer with the B of A team, synthetic creatures. So just like this sucks down carbon dioxide and biophotons and turns it into sugar and feeds the sugar into the soil, which attracts the microbes because sugar is carbon, right? C6H12O6. So this plant is feeding the soil carbon. That's what's called carbon sequestration. Now, what everybody gets wrong about climate change is we say, oh, we're supposed to get all that carbon back in the soil. No. That's not the way nature works. Yes, we're supposed to get it in the soil. But guess what? We're supposed to eat that plant and get it in our bodies. So if you have a really good soil food web like we have here, you're going to see that this plant's going to sequester a lot more carbon into the soil, but guess where most of the carbon is going to stay? It's in the plant. So, by the way, here's how you stop climate change. I mean, stop it. You ever heard how you can stop it? Everybody's worried about it's running away, right? Well, there's been measurements that of all the plants on the planet now, where the plants are 80% deficient in carbon because we've destroyed the soil. So the plants don't have the efficiency, the ability to pull all the plant carbon, the carbon that they're making, back into themselves. Which means we don't eat those plants that are loaded with carbon. So we're eating plants right now that are 20% loaded with carbon compared to what our grandparents ate. 80% deficient. Now think about that. We don't have much space left in the oceans we're acidifying the oceans with all this carbon dioxide, and that's killing kelp and everything else, right? Which is, the reefs, unbelievable. So we're killing pretty much everything. The ocean's almost soaked up as much carbon as it can. Guess where the big tank is? It's in plants. So if we could start healing our soil first, that's why regenerative organic ag, that's the greatest reason to get your soil up to speed, is to allow the plants to absorb more atmospheric carbon and hold it. And then eat those damn plants. Thank God, eat them. Guess what? You're healing your gut now, because your gut's, if the plant's 80% deficient, your gut's 80% deficient, at least. Don't even consider the toxic pesticides you're holding in your fat that are short circuit in your body's ability to build anything. Okay? So the real secret behind climate change is getting the carbon back in the plant tissue. That's the tank that's left. And then eating those plants.